that? And that's a good ass question because I know I've skipped out a couple times when they send me the notices. I ripped it up.
Yeah, that's bad. At my crib, I got baddies galore. They just blow all the rats on couture. On the beach, we just chill by the shore. I need MTV Chris for a tour.
On the other note, what else we got? What other topics?
Y'all want to talk about that Breonna Taylor mess, or y'all just gonna let that?
Oh yeah, sorry, Breonna.
That's a whole nother hour thing.
Go vote. That's why you gotta go vote.
Vote.
Yo, okay, I got a question for the culture, right? Because everybody's talking about go vote. Go vote. You got to change something with voting. And we talk about the justice system and Breonna Taylor and all the things that happen. How come we as a culture skip out on jury duty all the time, right? If we had people who look like us from our neighborhoods, from our communities who went through this on the juries, then we wouldn't have these crazy verdicts. But it seemed like our culture is to avoid, jury duty like it's COVID-19.
Well, I think it's a little bit more complicated than that too. Like people like us will never be picked for a jury because
on our case.
But that's an assumption though. That's like saying your vote doesn't count. Like if you don't try, if you
is that really an assumption, or is that just systemically the way things go when you are in these courts in these towns? That's a fact, bro.
But why does it go that way?
Because they won't pick you if you have a polarized opinion. And like what I mean by that is the grand jury selection process, because of the way that secrecy works, it's just the prosecution and the defense, they get together and they decide on who the jurists are going to be. And if you have a polarizing opinion, they're never going to pick you. So
no, but what I'm saying is the way to counteract that's easy to weed us out if there's a small number of us, right? Because they have what they call a jury pool where they select so many people and then they pick out of those people. If your jury pool only has 3 people, black people in it, then it's easy to eliminate 3
you think
black
they
people.
calling
But if
us
your
all
jury
at the same time, though?
It's 50% black, then that's a whole different story.
They not calling us all at the same time, bro. They got that shit systemically set up a certain way for certain reasons, bro.
All I'm saying is,
and it's weird because listen, you think it's so weird because the numbers state that we rule in population and shit like that. So when you hear these cases and you wonder why isn't it a all black jury with like just 2 white people, you know what I mean? Like, but yo, it's like that, and that's a good ass question because I know I've skipped out a couple times when they send me the notices. I ripped it up.
Yeah, that's bad.
But here's what I'm saying: if you were on the jury, right? If you didn't skip out, you probably could have kept another black person out of jail being on that jury.
Yeah.
And until we actually start showing up on these juries and saying not guilty or guilty or whatever, I feel like there's never going to be a change.
I don't feel bad. There ain't no black people in my town.
I think I think the culture in general just looks at jury duty as a major inconvenience, and like it's the mindset is I'm wasting my time. I'm doing stuff that I can't do in my day, like I'm supposed to shop.
Nobody never said the culture don't need rewiring, right?
But yo, I was gonna say, like, if you can't be inconvenienced to keep another black man or black woman out of jail, then
but listen, this is a good idea. But this is that's right, and like this is an issue that needs to be brought to light. Like, it's glad you bring that shit up because maybe next time I get a notice, I won't zip it up. You know what I mean?
Well, you see, exactly. Like in Roy's case, he's ripping it up because it doesn't benefit him at all. He doesn't look at it as I'm helping another black man. It's just
especially where I live, because where I live, I could be that fucking black man. You know what I mean? And I know it ain't enough motherfuckers around here that's gonna come to my beck and call if I was in that situation. But that's not a reason to do something. But you make a good point. You make a valid point. And in the city, in urban areas like in Atlanta, niggas should be going to go to jury duty.
Time out. As a culture, I think legally one of the things that we have to do and establish is, when they talk about you get tried by a jury of your peers, right? If you are a black man on trial and everyone on that jury is white, you're not getting tried by a jury of your peers. Like, they need to take into account systemic racism and take into account how black people are treated, so that you do have black people on the jury, right? And you do have black people in that jury pool, because a black person who's had their door kicked in, who's had one of these no-serve warrants served on you, or seen somebody get their door kicked in, like, you have a different perspective than some white person who's only seen it on Cops and Robbers or TV or something like that. And they, they automatically assume things go a certain type of way because of the authority. So I just kind of feel like that's a major thing. And I felt like that's been a major thing for years in the black community, is just trying to get more black people on the jury. Like, they can't send you to prison. They can't enslave you if the jury say no. So we need to get on the jury. Like, it should be jury duty or die, not vote or die. Like, literally.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah, I want to be clear.
But we got to vote the damn judges in.
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying. It's a little more problematic than that, because just, again, like, the way the grand jury process works and its secrecy is inherently broken. It doesn't work, and it'll never work to our favor. So that has to change. Like, even if we do go to jury duty again, I'm just saying, like, having that experience that you talk about, having your door kicked in and stuff, that's going to be the stuff that makes them not select you in the jury. So even if you do go, it's just the way that the grand jury selection process works. It's fucked. It's broken. It's got to change.
They try to act like they select fucking holy angels, like people that never did anything, and them to see the people on the stand is fucking real
like,
bad.
if you listen to Daniel Cameron's whole thing that he talked about, he was asked one very specific question, like the 42-minute mark. Somebody said, "Hey, can you tell us the racial composition of the jury?" He declined to elaborate on that very specific topic, and it was clear what that meant, right? That there were no black people on the jury, and how they thought that was fair, unclear. But the feds are still involved. Hopefully the FBI does something, but then again, you never know.
At my crib, I got baddies galore. They just blow all the rats on couture. On the beach, we just chill by the shore. I need MTV Chris for a tour.